gentlemen, boys and girls all around the world, welcome to another wonderful stream brought to you by Slipstream Racing. We're racing Formula One cars around the Hungaroring this week. This is round 5 of this epic championship. This might be the best Slipstream racing season that we've had so far because the championship standings are getting shaken up one way or another. But before we get to talking about that, let's take a look at our calendar, shall we? We've been to Germany and the Hungaroring. We've been to Gran Turismo Grand Valley Speedway, Turkey Istanbul Park, Saudi Arabia to the Kita Speed Park last week. This week we're racing at the Hungaroring. Next week it'll be at Autodromo de Palmadera. Then we're headed to the United States of America for Road America, Belle Isle, France for Magny Cours, Indonesia, then Watkins Glen and Autopolis to finish things out for our 100% race to take us to the checkered flag of Season 10's championship winner. Right now we have 17 drivers taking to the racetrack, and it is looking like a mean qualifying session. The drivers are just getting their out laps done and dusted and are about to begin their flying laps. So without any further delay, let's head on over to the live screen and see how the drivers are all faring right now. Seeing a few times trickle in down to the 114 ones, and everybody is on that C5 compound, the softest compound that is available for them. And I'm surprised to see that, to be honest with you. I was not expecting all of these drivers to be on the softest compound that is available. So they're really only going to get one good flying lap before they have to come back in, cool off those tires, get a change just like their underpants, and get back onto the racetrack one more time. And we'll see how the drivers fare. Right now it's Earl in the top spot with that 114.119. Then Cody Lawrence in P2, Jada Neal in third, Pete Rader in fourth, Spoonini, in fifth, Ahmed A in sixth, Trent H in seventh, Hokey Pokey in eighth, Pierman in ninth, Senti, Twisted Jag, Jake DeShong, James Shorter, Steve Rogers, Colin Edwards, and then Cody Fowers, and then Cameron Ketchen. Rounding out the 17 drivers we have taking to the grid tonight, and it's going to be a very full Hungaroring as we see Steve Rogers come down pit road, and he'll end his qualifying session. Comes James Shorter out of 13th place right now, coming through the penultimate corner. Into the final corner he goes now. No, that'll be a trip down pit lane. As we said, most drivers really only get one flying lap before they have to come down pit road, take a change, and then head back out again. Taking a look at the championship standings, it's still Mr. Cody Lawrence in first place with 91 points in front of none other than Cameron Ketchen, who took P1 in Saudi Arabia last week. And then we have Mr. Colin Edwards in third, only 1 point separating Cameron Ketchen from Colin Edwards. And Edwards has been fairly consistent. Cameron Ketchen catching up with that 25 points haul that he was able to get at Kita Speed Park. Colin Edwards in third, Matt Chevry in fourth, who's been a little miss recently, 21 points, second place for him, then 9 points in round 2 at the Grand Valley Speedway, then 19 points for him. That'll be a big fat dub, or no, that'll be bronze for him, excuse me, in Istanbul Park. And then at Kita, he was only able to get a haul of 6 points after that. So 55 points, 3 points separating P2 through P4, 7 points separating P2 through P5. 8 points separating P2 through P6. That'll be Trent H in 5th place, Elegance in 6th place, and we have Ahmed A, who took a DNS for round 1, late to get the party started. He has shown up pretty well, taking 2nd place at the Kita Parkway. Jaden Neal taking a DNS for round 1 and for round 4 at Hockenheim and Saudi Arabia. Pete Rader in 9th, John Hokie in 10th, Senti in 11th, Twisted Jack, Broly. That'll be Steve Rogers. Then we have James Shorter, Alex Friedland, Mac Kierman, Jake DeShong, Athena Manisil, and then Cody Fowers, rounding out the 20 drivers in this championship running right now. Trent H going up into 4th place with a 14.511, 3/10 off the good from the leaders, and looking pretty snazzy right now, if I do say so myself. 12 minutes remaining in this qualifying session, folks. We had a bit of a technical scare over the weekend with monitors not working. Cody Lawrence with a 13.911 is not having any monitor issues. He is looking pretty good out there in provisional pole in front of Ryan Earl, who is behind the medical center right now. And coming across the line, Ryan Earl, 113.990. Only 79 thousandths away from Mr. Cody Lawrence in 1st place right now. Closing down the gap as the track gets rubbered in. The track grip has gone optimum. Cody Fowers with a 116.6. That'll leave him about 2.6 behind Mr. Cody Lawrence. And running in 1st place right now, Colin Edwards in 3rd, half-second adrift. Trent H in 4th place. Jaden Neal in 5th. Pete Rader in 6th. Spoonini in 7th. Mac Pierman in 8th. Ahmed A in 9th. Senti in 10th. Hokie in 11th. Twisted Jack, Cody Fowers, Jake DeShong, James Shorter. And we have Cameron Ketchin, the winner from last round, who has not set a time yet. I wonder what's going on with Cameron Ketchin as he's still sitting in pit lane. Perhaps doing a little last of first challenge from 18th place. Time will tell what the man is actually up to. James Shorter coming around the north side of the racetrack. Oh, and a bit of a tank slapper coming through the chicane. Riding on the front wing with Shorter. You can see the flexi wings going after it right now, and he's coming through some of the fastest parts of the track now, other than the straightaway, obviously. Here's a little bit of information about the Hungaroring. Track length of 2.7 miles, 4.3 kilometers, founded in 1986 and unchanged since its inception. Located in Mogura, Hungaroring. 14 corners, 6 to the left, 8 to the right, 114 feet of elevation change, or 35 meters for my Canadian friends. And a 0.56 mile long straight, or 908 meters total. Whether you believe it or not, this place has the same amount of elevation change as Paul Ricard, if you can believe that. Paul Ricard having about 113 feet of elevation change, which is hard to believe because Paul Ricard feels flatter than flat Earth. But it is on a bit of an incline coming down the back straightaway. It's about a 1/4 inch per foot That is a very long Maestro straight that we have at Paul Ricard, so it ends up adding up to be around that 114 feet of elevation change that we talked about. Jaden Neal pops up into third place overall with a 4.92 off of Cody Lawrence's pace. It looks like the 9th place car of Ahmed A just getting out of the way before he starts his lap. And Senti goes up into 9th place overall. Senti driving for the Octane Esports Club. No custom livery for Senti, I see. Out of the way. Cody Lawrence coming down pit road. He goes for the Cadillac Racing Team. Here comes Pete Rader for Air Jordan, aka Williams. Rader coming through the final corner. No, comes down pit lane instead. 6th place for Rader, 7.31 off the good. And it's Ryan Earl and Cody Lawrence that are really gonna go out for bout, toe to toe. Steve Rogers disqualified for teleporting to pit lane. Ahmed A goes up into 5th place, 5.57. Identical time. Yes, that is identical to Colin Edwards. .14.468 to a 14.468. Ahmed A and Colin Edwards just hairline fractions away from each other. Picking up speed in one sector of the track versus their opponent. That'll be an interesting battle to keep an eye on as Colin Edwards is trying to clinch 2nd place in the championship with some consistent finishes. And Ahmed A really isn't in the running right now, but he would sure like a haul of points because he has that DNS for round 1. It really is hurting him in his placement so far as the championship standings are concerned. Jaden Neal behind the medical tent now gets to the line. 14.248, excuse me. 3/10 still behind the first place of Cody Lawrence. Twisted Jack getting to the line. Does he have anything in store? 12th place, 15.5 for Twisted Jack with 5 minutes remaining left on the clock. Pete Rader coming around. Turn 1 now, and on his way, returns 2 and then 3. Ryan Earl, Mr. Flip himself, coming through some of the faster parts of the racetrack, coming around the top of the key. 5, 6, and 7, done and dusted. It's all behind him. Trying to best a 13.990, being his previous best. He's definitely on a flyer right now. Coming out of the penultimate corner. Let's watch the DRS wing open up. There it is. Pops right open. Gets to the line. Goes into provisional pole with a 13.784. The man has bested the best of Cody Lawrence, but we all know qualifying pace is one thing. It's all about how you make do overall throughout the race. And time will tell if Ryan Earl, aka Flip, can do his best to best Mr. Cody Lawrence. Cody has done some amazing things, fallen back to back of the pack and worked his way back up to podiums previously. Let's see if he can do it from second place on the grid. Senti gets to the line, 8th place for them, 1:14.713, 9/10 off of Ryan Earl's time. Personal best set by Senti at 14:713. Trent H getting to the line, goes up into 3rd place, 14:1 for Trent. He's 4/10 away from Ryan Earl and the crew up in front. Trent H has done very well in his qualifying sessions. It looks like James shorted a 16:271. Good enough for 14th place right now. 2:45 left on the clock. Most drivers should get this lap plus one more as a couple of cars rejoin the racetrack. Some cars are on a regen lap. Cameron Ketchen, where did he fall? 13th place for them, presumably not having a ton of practice for this session. Cameron Ketchen should be able to change his tires and get back on the pit road. Set an actual flying lap, better than his 2 seconds slower than Ryan Earl. He's running around a 2:15 right now. Mac Pierman mounts the curb, gets a huge tank slapper for it. That'll pirouette him around, and he waits for the rest of the grid to pass him up, but he's going to want to get another crack at it. He's only down in 10th place, only 1 second away from Ryan Earl, so he knows he's got some pace beneath him. He's just got to find the push and the drive that he needs to get that lap done and dusted. Here comes Pete Rader right now. Ahmed A coming through turn 1, headed down in towards 2 and 3. Almost mounted the curb there for Ahmed A, but manages to keep it on the straight and narrow. Jake DeShong disqualified for teleporting the pit lane. That's the 16th place driver. Not that it matters though, with just a handful of seconds left in this session. Drivers crossing the line now will get their bonus lap. Drivers about to cross the line will not have enough in the tank to get it. Amade goes up into 3rd place with a 14:172. Best over Trent H, who was holding on to 3rd place. Now we've got a heated battle with those drivers in the 4th and 3rd place spot. 1 second separates the top 10 right now, and that's a pretty good gap to be had in these Formula cars. One of the better spreads we've seen across slipstream racing each season has just gotten better and better, and so has Ryan Earl, aka Flip, with a 1:13.549. That's his previous, and separates himself a little bit further from Cody Lawrence. And that should be it for the qualifying session, folks. That'll wrap things up for now. The checkered flag has been waving. Let's check out our contenders and the sweet liveries that they have to boot as well. Here's Ryan Earl driving the number 81 Richard Neal McLaren. We have Cody Lawrence in P2 for the Cadillac Racing Team, number 11. In third place, we have Ahmed A. driving the Oracle Red Bull, number 1. Trent H., the number 84, also for Cadillac Racing. Or Corvette, excuse me. Jada Neal, the number 22, the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls, in 5th place. Pete Rader, going to be in 6th place overall. Colin Edwards in the Marlboro Honda McLaren in 7th place. Senti, the number 42 for Octane Esports, is going to be in 8th. Spoonini, the number 5, is going to be in 9th place. Mac Piermain is going to be the number 30. He's going to be driving for the Oracle Red Bulls. Cameron Ketchen, the number 4 McLaren, is going to be down in 11th. Following that, we have John Hokie, number 31 Haas MoneyGram car. Following that, we have Twisted Jack for the Blam Industries Bowles car. I like this livery a lot. James Shorter, the number 14th spot, the number 33 car for Octane, is going to be down in 14th. Cody Fowers, the Slipstream Racing car from Ohio State, the number 44 for him in 15th. Jake DeShong is going to be in 16th position, driving for the number 77 Cadillac Racing. Let's not forget about Steve Rogers, the number 12, in 16th position. And we have all of our drivers ready to go, gridded up, and ready to take the race start. We're waiting for the Christmas tree to become illuminated, and then we will be ready to go. Drivers loading their setups now, getting their tire selections underway. And I'm curious to see what tires everybody selects to get underway for this race start. Ryan Earl leads over Cody Lawrence, Ahmed A., Trent H., Jaden Neal, Pete Rader, Colin Edwards, Senti, Spoonini, Piermain, Ketchen, Hokie, Jack, Shorter, Fowers, DeShong, Steve Rogers, and myself, Sagar Bakshi, a.k.a. The Real High, closing things off in the Aston Martin safety car. Drivers are revving their engines now. The Christmas tree is about to become illuminated. There we go. The 6 lights are on. And they fall. It's green, green, green. And that is a very poor start for Ahmed A., who gets a jump start penalty to boot add insult to injury, no way. It's going to be 3 wide heading down into turn 1. We have a bit of a kerfuffle here, and there is some calamity, and I think that's Pete Rader. Yes, it is Rader falling down the order, who was involved in that incident very early on. And he just got sucked up into the battle that was going on in front of him and just got turned into, I believe. It's looking like, a couple more calamities have taken place. Jake DeShong and James Shorter both spun out as well. Looks like at turn 2, and then they're back up and running yet again. You see the compound of tires on the right side of that timing tower on the left-hand side of your screen. Chris Jack and Steve Rogers going after it side by side. And there goes Fowler's passing his way through over Steve Rogers, Swinini, and Ahmad A. Oh, worse for wear from the man who qualified in 3rd place. Spun it around, has a drive-through penalty to boot that he has to serve after just not getting rolling on the race start. Terrible things have happened. Jaden Neal happy though, up into 3rd place. DRS has become enabled. Trent H up into 4th place. Ahmed A comes and serves that drive-through penalty quicker rather than later. Trent H up into 4th place, 7/10 away from Jaden Neal right now, up in 3rd, and it's still pretty nose to tail. But surprisingly, Ryan Earl has pulled out a 1-second gap on Cody Lawrence already, and that is pretty outstanding. Jaden Neal hot on the heels of Cody Lawrence. He's only about 7/10 away. Ahmed A has served that drive-through penalty successfully and is back out on the racing circuit. Colin Edwards, though, within that 1-second gap of Trent H, that DRS flap should be opening up when we get down to the main straightaway. Two DRS detection points here on this racetrack. One coming through the final corner and one again coming into turn 1. Application being at the exit of turn 1. Turn 1A technically. And braking zone of turn 2 is where the DRS flap shall close off again. It is, and we're looking like someone's making a move up ahead. That's not Colin Edwards. That'll be another driver, but we're looking at Colin Edwards right now. Close down the gap. He's within 3/10 of the car in front. That is Trent H. That was Jaden Neal actually getting very close to Cody Lawrence, but just backing out there 6/10 of the gap right now. James Shorter and Pete Rader going side by side through turn 1 and 1A. A little bit of DRS trickery going on as Pete Rader stuffed it up the inside line, gets the detection point for turn 1A, and then applies it to open up the gap between himself and the car behind. Jaden Neal 5/10 away, turns into 7/10 real quick as he drifts his way through the corner. Maintaining his composure though, with the tires, that C3 compound must be screaming. Love to see these two battling out on the racing surface week after week. Giving Cody Lawrence a run for his money has been just about every single driver in the championship so far. It's been very interesting to see Cody be a little inconsistent rather than his usual win-win-win strategy that he's implemented. It looks like Ahmed A has been disqualified for title going to pit road, and that'll be the end of his event here at Hungaroring, unfortunately. Cameron Ketchen and Swinini inverting positions. Ketchen gets all the way up into 6th place overall. Holy smokes, the man is absolutely flying. 119.6 being that last successful lap that he was able to put together. Let's check in with Jaden Neal yet again as he chases down the roads. What about Colin Edwards, who's only 4/10 away from Trent H as well? We have a battling quadruple? 2 duos, I should say, is the appropriate way to say this, because they're not all quattro together. Suros battling it out. Ooh, and we have the Pyramid battle with Spoonini. Blocking off the entrance leading down in towards turn 1. You can see the times trickling in on the left-hand side of your screen there. This might be the move for position Pyramid. Looking to the inside line, going towards turn 1, has the overspeed, hits the brakes, goes a little bit deep though. Maybe he opens the door back up, but the DRS back open yet again, coming down towards turn 2. Now we'll keep on opening up the gap. Now he's closing it down to Cameron Ketchum. He was escaping with his life, but now he's got Matt Pyramid to contend with from the Red Bull racing car. Jake Deschamps pulls out a 1:22.445, his best. Steve Rogers gets a 5-second penalty for DRS use. He was not within 1 second of the car in front of him. Trio battle going on right now. A little menage a trois, as we like to say in Paris. 6 tenths, 7 tenths, 7 tenths as well. Spoonini trailing, obviously, in the trio battle. Jaden Neal can close down the gap on Cody Lawrence. He's about 4 tenths faster, lap after lap, for the car in front of him. He just can't manage to squeeze any more juice out of it. What about Colin Edwards? About the same roll of the dice right now. He's a little bit faster lap after lap, and just can't close down the speed and consistency. Rader is closing down the gap though on Twisted Jack in front. He's 4.3 seconds behind right now. And he's got some time to gain those positions again. We're only on lap 6 of 46. We've got a long way to go, folks. For the leader, 118.6, 118.8, 119.0, 119.1. So the gaps really aren't going anywhere right now. They're staying right around the same. 119.2 for Cameron Ketchum. He's dragging Pyramid along with him. Of course, these drivers carrying heavier fuel loads than their qualifying counterparts. So those 114s have disappeared off of our radar. And we're seeing 118s be the best laps in the race. Six, 119.3, move to the outside line, trying to go the long way around. Colin Edwards pulls the move up, but now he's going to contend side by side with Trent H shooting his way up into turn 2. This has been a move that's been a long time coming. Now Trent H has to sit in the dirty air of the car in front from Colin Edwards. Pyramid and Ketchum invert their positions while all that battling was going on. So Pyramid pulling out the pace and Ketchum losing a little bit of it. It looked like that move was done and dusted coming in towards turn 3 as as well. Watching this battle between Jaden Neal and Cody Lawrence slinking itself backwards and forwards. Pete Raider and Twisted Jack fighting it out on the racing surface, coming in towards turn 1, turn 2. It's Raider in front of Jack. Laps are ticking away very fast right now. We're already on lap 9 of 46. Cody Fowers gets a 5-second penalty for cutting the racetrack already. He's within that 5-second window from Jake Deshaw. He might lose that position overall. Go from the bottom to the top, we have Steve Rogers in 16th place. Then we have Hokie in 15th place. Then we have Deshaun teleporting to pit lane. That'll be a disqualification for him. And that'll be Cody Fowers in 13th place. Then Shorter in 12th. Twisted Jack in 11th. Pete Raider in 10th place. Senti in 9th. Sweeney in 8th. Cameron Ketchum in 7th, Kiernan in 6th. Then we have Trent Page closing down the gap on Colin Edwards. We're back for 5th and 4th. Jaden Neal 0.8 away in 3rd place from Cody Lawrence. And 1st place we have Ryan Earl, aka Flip. Still for Earl, 119 for Cody Lawrence. It looks like Jaden Neal has closed down the gap to just a couple of tenths right now. I don't think he has the speed or momentum to make a move going into turn 2, but he's still sucked in right now to the car in front. Cody Lawrence, 1.5 seconds away from Earl now on lap 11 of 46. And he will not get the helping hand of the drag reduction system to not allow any overspeed. He's a sitting duck right now to Jaden Neal from behind. He's trying to do his best to pull the rear mirror from the car in front, driven by Cody Lawrence. This move going in towards turn 1. He looks at the inside line. Jaden Neal backs out of it. Now continues to slinky up the race backwards and forwards. Floating around that 1.3, 1.5 margin. Seemingly catching just a little bit right now. But we've seen Cody actually save his tires and go a little bit longer than the rest of the field. So maybe that's what he's concerned with right now. Just managing that pace and consistency, staying within that touching not going his way right now. Venti getting passed by James Shorter now. Battle for 11 and 12 seemingly concluded. I wonder if that was actually a pit stop. Let's see. That was a stop for Senti on lap 12. Interestingly enough. 2 stops for Hoki. Here comes Senti on his opponent, James Shorter, and clatters through the curbs. I'm not sure if that was a track cut going into the chicane. But they were going awfully slow there, so I'm sure no time gain was given. Right now, climbed his way up into 4th place after getting around Trent, which opened up a gap to around 9/10 of a second. Trent was the driver that was provisionally in 3rd, got bumped back by Ahmed A. Sat in the 4th place after the race start. Now tumbles down to 5th. Senti right now, and there goes Trent H, and he gets the commentator's curse, exclamation point curse in chat for every time I have cursed a driver. The Corvette Racing F1 car trying to pirouette it around, does a good job. He's got to restart the car to get going again. Now Trent H is down in 9th place overall, far way back from where he was. A trip down pit lane is what he's calling for, and he's going to go. And we're just about 1/3 of the way done with this race. Neil chasing down Cody Lawrence, a tale as old as time. Keeps on repeating itself, race after race, event after event. Steps out from the slipstream. Tried to look to the inside line to scare Cody Lawrence into making a mistake, but no dice to be found on this occasion. 119.0 for the leader, 119.6 for Cody Lawrence, 119.5 for Jaden Neal. But he's closing down the gap, but just not enough to make a move stick there. James Shorter, Trent H. Trent is down pit road again, looks like. 12th place spot. Not sure what happened to Trent on that occasion. James Shorter is out of pit road. Trent is still trundling down. Glad to be with you guys here tonight at Slipstream Racing. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for sticking around. If you are watching live, let us know who you're cheering for. If you're here from the future, let us know what's going on. Leo Morales saying he had to pit, his grip was all gone. Again, okay. Thank you very much for the update, Mr. Morales. And Jaden Neal comes down pit road trying to get an undercut done on Cody Lawrence. Not sure how I feel about this. 1/3 of the way through this race successfully completed. That'll be a good pit stop for Jaden Neal. Traffic. I believe that'll be Cody Fowers. 14th place car. Yes, it is. Cody does a gentlemanly thing, pulls out of the way, quick, fast, in a hurry. Lets Jaden Neal get the hurry up on with his race as he's trying to perform an undercut on Cody Lawrence, a man who cannot be bested so easily. And there goes Cody Fowers with a huge drift. And hopefully Cody Fowers' car is okay, and it looks to be that way. He's on the C5 compound, so I expect to see him come down pit road for an emergency change of underwear and change of tires as well. That was a Tokyo drift, to say the least. Cody Lawrence managing to stay out there. Let's keep an eye on the lap time. 120.2 for Cody Lawrence. I think he needed to come down pit road. I think Jaden Neal might have pulled off the move that he needed to do. He's back on the C3 compound. Colin Edwards down pit road he goes on lap 18. Colin Edwards gets by Spoonini. Trying to switch over to that battle as quickly as possible, but that one was just done and dusted. Piermain comes down pit road, out from 3rd place. Now there's a 15-second gap from Jaden Neal to Cody Lawrence. And that's the gap we want to keep an eye on for this pit stop cycle. We're within 1 second of each other throughout the pit stop phase. Let's see what that ends up being at the end of it. Cody Lawrence. And he's now within 1 second of Ryan Earl. Maybe that's why he was trying to stay within spitting distance. He figured he could go long and catch up once the tires fell off from his competitors. Within that 1 second gap now, as long as he can maintain this going into the final couple of corners, he should get the DRS opened up and potentially pull out some faster laps going forward. So within 1 second, the DRS ring does open up for Cody Lawrence as he chases down Ryan Earl, who pulled out a 121 that previous lap, so going quite a bit slower than he should have been doing. Obviously making a mistake there. Cody Lawrence getting sucked in with that 121.5. That's the 11th place car of Trent H. behind the two leaders right now. That is not Jaden Neal, in case you're wondering. Now the gap has come down to 11 seconds. Jaden Neal's last lap was a 1:17.6. Holy Toledo, the man is out there flying. He might inherit the lead of this race after the first pit stop cycle. But time will tell if that actually pays off, though, because we have another half race distance yet to go. Trent probably feels like he's being held up a little bit right now because the pace from the leaders is so slow, I must say. There they go, down pit road for both of them. Ryan Earl, Cody Lawrence trundling down pit road. Take a look at where Jaden Neal is. He's going to inherit the lead of this race for sure. 1:17.5 in front of Ryan Earl and Cody Lawrence, who are both just now leaving pit road. That is a gap that's closer than it has been when they entered pit road. 10 seconds the gap to Jaden Neal now. Very, very interesting how the tables have turned. Undercut, very powerful here at Hungaroring, battling out on track. Maybe not be the best thing to do with very few passing opportunities. Turn 1 being the biggest passing opportunity, and obviously the top of the key there if someone makes a mistake. But turn 1 is going to be your best bet leading down into turn 2. We've seen some great overtaking happen all around the game. Pretty quiet now as we get to halfway race distance, folks. Cody Lawrence actually on the C4 compound. The man must be going for another pit stop then. Maybe he believes that he can do it to the end on that C4 compound to make them last. Same strategy as Jaden to stop the race. Ryan Earl potentially can go on to the end though. Shorter gets another 5-second penalty for cutting the track. The man in 13th place driving number 33 as Cody Fowler is to contend with from behind.
Last laps, David Neal 117.7 compared to a 117.9 Ryan Wolf. 117.7 for Chris, 119 Colin Edwards, for 118.8. Wow. 5 laps since he has come down pit road. He's still flying out there. And he could find himself in the top 5 by the end of this.
Taking a look at McIntyre for Red Bull Racing number 30. He's 1.3 away from Colin Edwards, so no DRS for him. At least not on this lap. Very close though. Oh wow. About a half second faster than last lap. Once he does get into that DRS detection zone, I'm sure things will really work out better for Senti and Raider going after it. Raider back in the top second. Senti goes back into 8th place, coming down in towards turn 1. Under that 1 second window that he needs to get the helping hand. I think this might be a move, a lunge, a bit of something going down in towards turn 1. Closer than he has been in a long time, the opportunity presents itself. Will he push harder and faster? Not this occasion. Wants to get a little bit closer before making a lunge to the inside line, especially against a man like Colin Edwards, who is pretty fast. The opportunity, the beck and call, moves over to the inside line, side by side, headed down into turn 1, and McLaren has to go the long way on the outside, loses out, and that Red Bull Racing car caused the DRS going down towards turn 2. Bit of DRS games being played. You can see on the track map
right where the number 9 car is right now, that is actually the protection point. So as long as you don't make the move until you pass there, you'll still get the DRS to be applied to your car. Big Mac Pure Main into the top 5. Checking in a little further back on Twisted Jack, winning the C3 compound. In 5th place for the AIEA racing team. That last lap was 1:24. Fasted 1:19 flat. A little bit of what could have been for Twisted Jack. What about Trent H, though? Man who started off in 4th place now tumbles into 11th place. Also the man who could have been 121.4 for him. 117.3. Second time. Previous lap. Gap keeps coming down between Jaden Neal and Jaden's advantage is slipping away from him. If he wants any chance to make it to the end, Jaden Neal should pit sooner rather than later. If he is going to take another pit stop to make it to the end on that season compound, because clearly he couldn't go half the race distance successfully. Just looking at the data, not being a racer myself in this Formula One Series League. Raider comes down pit road for his second pit call of the night. The number 23 out from 6th place goes down to 7th behind Colin Edwards. Now, Big Mac attack is caught up to Cameron Ketchen. Ketchen working his way from the back of the grid forward into 4th place already. Phenomenal drive from Cameron Ketchen, who actually won last week's race at the Speed Park. No move this far back for Pure Main. And a little too far back down into turn 2 as well. Let's see about this time coming out of the final corner, how close the gap is. About a half a second. I don't think he'll gain that much in a straight line over Cameron Ketchen now. 118.5 to 118.45. Almost identical. Cody Lawrence comes down pit lane for his second stop of the night. C3 compound tumbles down into fifth behind the battle in front of him, who I believe will try to make it to the end of this race. Cody Lawrence obviously trying to make it to the end of the race. But we got to check out the battle for the lead right now, as Ryan Earl has now caught up to Jaden Neal in the battle for first place. Cody Lawrence gets past Mac Piermain. Looks like that happened coming out of turn 4. There it is. Jaden Neal decides to come down pit lane. Ryan Earl stays out. Cody Lawrence making quick work of the duo, gets past them with relative ease on the fresh tires. Now it's back up to Cameron Ketchen and Mac Pierman. Battle it out. 4/10 separating the two drivers right now. Both drivers getting the DRS flaps open because Cody Lawrence is within 1 second ahead of them. Two-tenths the gap, 3/10 the gap, separating P4 from P5. Excellent drives for both of these people right now. Whoa, a little bit of a send there from Mac Attack on the offensive. Coming into the third to last corner. Surely Mac is going to try to make a move going down in towards turn 1 on this occasion. Trying to cover it off on the inside line is going to be Cameron Ketchen, but no dice to be found. Hits the brakes as hard as possible, and they crisscross applesauce. Ketchen still holds on, trying to put the big squeeze on Mac, but inside turns to the outside, and Mac cooks it onto the brakes. Going into turn 2, runs a little bit deep and wide. Cameron Ketchen keeps his cool and the position to boot. Cameron Ketchen coming down pit road in front of Mac. Just 11 laps remaining. Hopefully he's going to put on the C4 or C5 compound to try to make it to the end of the race. Cameron Ketchen has done a wonderful job of catching up on these positions. It would be a shame for him to lose any additional positions. And he just lost one to Colin Edwards there. He's on the C4 compound. That looks promising. Maybe he can catch back up to Colin Edwards and make it back into the top 5 by the end of this race. But time is against him at this point. Pete Rader's race. Van is up into 7th now. Down 1 position from where he started in 6th. Rader doing a great job on his recovery. Jaden Neal gets past Ryan Earl, aka Flip, with just a handful of laps remaining. And that's all due to the pit stop cycle. Jaden Neal on the C4 compound, Cody Lawrence on the C3. Earl is back on that C4 compound as well. Oh, and there goes a tumble, slip, trip, and fall for Pete Rader in the Jumpman Tar Heels F1. Coming out of the final corner, lit up the rear end and spun it around. He's going to lose a position there to Senti. Oh no, and worse goes to worse with a big drift from Rader. Senti collects him, spins him around the right way. And they're going to resume their battle leading down in towards turn 2, but like the gentleman he is, succeeds the position to Senti in apologetic fashion. 1:16.6 to a 1:16.6. 42 meters of the race, 1:33.5 for Ryan Earl, but that's all because of a pit stop that he pulled last lap around. So we'll keep an eye on the lap timing now going forward to see if Ryan Earl, aka Flip, will have enough pace to regain the lead of this one. There goes Pierman into pit road. Will lose a position to Cameron Ketchen. He does lose a position to Cameron Ketchen, who sets his fastest of the race with a low fuel load and the C4 compound tires. He's 1.3 away from Colin Edwards now, so anyone is game. Pete Rader still within spitting distance of Senti out in front. Half a second separating them, a little less than as the DRS lap closes. Now it'll open up again, leading down in towards turn 2. 1:15.8 for Ryan Earl. Holy smokes, the man is out there on a mission right now. Purple sector 3, purple sector 4. That'll be the fastest lap of the race, 1:15.8. Compared to the 1:16.8 of the car in front by Cody Lawrence. This is a gap that'll come down within the next 3 or 4 laps. Cameron Ketchen gets by Colin Edwards now, and down in towards turn 1. So Ketchen into the top 4. A little too far back to claim a podium position. Rader and Senti still battling it out, leading down in towards turn 1. How about turn 2? So Rader still holds on to the DRS. Senti tries to turn in, but the car for Rader exists on the racing line and has to back out of it. .16.2 from Pierman. He tries to catch up to this battle with Pierman. 9 seconds to make up. That was a long shot in the dark. no! Colin Edwards with a big tank slapper loses out touch with Cameron Ketchen as he was drifting in the dirty air behind. That might give him the opportunity he's been looking for. Checking in with the leaders of the race, 1.5 from Jaden Neal to Cody Lawrence, 1.1 back to Ryan Earl. Closing down to within 1 second. Ryan Earl is on a mission to 1:15.5. He is flying out of there right now. He should pass Cody Lawrence. He's about to help DRS, I believe. Looked like Ryan Earl wanted to make a move going into the third to last corner, but just decided to pull out there. 117-1, 117-2, 117-2. Pete Rader gets a 5-second penalty for cutting. He might lose the position to Senti. There he goes along the long way across the track. DRS flap opens, and he loses out the traction on the wrong side of the track. There's just not enough grip out there. Final corner. He's only got 4 laps to make his move if he wants to get back up into the top spot. Moves to the inside line this time around. Done and dusted for sure. It's Cody Lawrence who's got to get the DRS. Nope, it goes back over to Ryan Earl. Just getting total wrong. He's pretty content with that position for now. closing down the gap. 116.4 to a 117.7 side by side, going down and towards turn one. Holds onto the outside, goes for a switchback, leading down into 1A. And then now side by side, head down to 2. He gets pinched pretty hard by the driver, Jaden Neal, driving the Red Bull Visa Cash App car. Ryan Earl only has 2 more cracks at it before the race is concluded. He's going to have to try a few different ways, a few different times if he wants to win this one. Final trio of corners. Gap is 0.3 of a second. Gonna get a long, wide run after it. All drivers chasing the slipstream from the car in front. To the wall they go. Now it looks like Ryan Earl goes to the outside line again. This time definitely goes for the switchback. But the outside line turns into the inside for the following corner. But he gets the move done, and Dustin, does he get tapped in the rear? No! But now Cody Lawrence is dragged into this battle. 1/10 separates himself from Jaden Neal. All that battling has led to calamity for Jaden Neal. Loses not 1 but 2 positions in a handful of corners. Cody Lawrence goes a little bit deep and wide at turn 5. But he won't get a 5-second penalty for that just yet. Succeeds the position for a move that was done off track. Gives it back up to Jaden Neal with 2 laps remaining. Amazing battling up at the front of the grid here at Slipstream Racing. And Cody Lawrence goes off the track. I'm not sure if he was touched and pushed or what happened there, but he goes off and wide. And Jaden Neal secures P2 for himself. White flag is waving. Ryan Earl coming through the track for the final time. Hits the top of the key. That'll be it. Lap 46 of 46 concluded. Ryan Earl has won the race. Jaden Neal takes second. And Cody Lawrence will bring home third. Cameron Ketchen about 30 seconds later will bring home fourth place as he approaches the final complex of corners. Cameron Ketchen brings home fourth. Colin Edwards in fifth. Hard-fought battles for Ketchen and for Edwards. Piermain in sixth place. Rader in seventh place. You can see them crossing the line now. And then we're going to bring home Pete Rader in seventh place. And then Senti, 11 seconds adrift. In eighth, Trent H. Spunini, Twisted Jack, Pokey, Shorter, and then Fowers. all crossing the line. 14 drivers remaining of the 17. Victory donuts for Senti for getting that top 10 finish. It's really all about the man right here, Ryan Earl, who did all the work here today, had to gain that position all on his own, working his way for the past couple of laps back to gain that track position. He did a great job bringing home the checkered flag. Jaden Neal in second, Cody Lawrence in third place overall. Fantastic run of it, folks. Join us next week, folks, for Assetto Corsa Autodromo de Palmadera for round 6 of this 12-round championship series on May 5th. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It's been a pleasure to be your host, folks. This has been Sagar Bakshi, aka The Real High, and we're Slipstream Racing, bringing you F1 action every Monday. If you want to get in on the action, check us out, Slipstream Racing on Discord. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful night, and as always, make sure you stay safe out there. Bye-bye.